all the viewers out there from around the world on Facebook and on YouTube. It's going to be an action-packed afternoon right here. Action-packed afternoon right here in the sunny Copenhagen at Frederiksholm's Canal.
And the wakeboarders are going to be pulled up and down the canal by a pulley system into some pretty big obstacles, performing their best stunts for the crowds. We've got a panel of judges who are going to be looking for intensity, so how big they go, and maybe a little bit how loud the crowd shout.
We have Dominic Gerst here with us, our ranging champion from last year.
Hey Dominic, how's it going?
Good, it's amazing here. The crowd is pumped, the riders are pumped, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good competition.
Cool, will you hold the mic?
Oh yeah, oh sorry.
And thanks Dom. And I've seen you compete all around the world, but how does it feel to be in the city centre?
I'm here for a week now in Copenhagen, and I can tell you, I've completely fell in love with the city. The people are so friendly, and to have an event like that downtown Copenhagen is a dream come true.
Amazing. And what was your best trick in your run? How did it go?
I actually don't know what was my best trick, but I think I did an ollie onto the high rail. That was pretty hard, and yeah, I landed it, so I'm pumped.
That was good. And just one last question. Are you going to protect your title of King of the Canal?
I'm trying to. I can tell you the riders are on fire, but I will give my best to take the win again.
Hell yeah. Good luck, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go straight into our recap of the qualification. Waiting for the recap to be. We're watching Robin Leonard going huge on a mute cab roll and a front board 2.7 right there. Robin Leroy through as well.
So Robin's one of the local Danish riders, or just going down there.
Watching Mateos. Oh, there's that monkey wrap he does, frontside 360. Joachim Clausen with a scarecrow right there. The front board, not just getting the full pull that he wanted, but a 2.7. Oh, going down on that, unfortunately. We have seen some crashes here today, and we're about to see more, that's for sure. So how are the judges going to be judging today, Steph? What are they looking for?
They're looking for how big the riders go. So like, if they boost really high, then that's going to get them more points. If they land their tricks super clean, that's also going to get them more points. And if they do a really hard trick that's technically pretty difficult, and like Oliver just held a really sweet grab there, so that's going to get him more points for style.
Yeah, so like holding grabs, the technicality, intensity, and the flow, and the variety of tricks they're doing, so spinning both ways. Oh, Pedro Caldas has been going huge today, watching him bust out that 540. He had an interesting rally with Jacob Sally, who landed a chromo and look at that, tail press, front 360, not quite happy with that. But there's the whirly bird that I was talking about.
And this is one of my local boys, Matty Muncy from the UK. I think he's the youngest rider on the water at 17 years old today. Maybe Pedro's 17 as well, yeah. And he is killing it.
Yeah, Matty has been totally killing it all year long. We're watching Simon Poulsen now as well. There's another whirly bird and a backboard 2.7, a little bit early, but watch that pop of Matty Muncy from the beginning. So the funny thing about this obstacle is...
And this is double flip.
There he goes, his double flip. We saw him last night, busted out in the practice. I did not think he was going to pull that out in the qualifications, but I guess he just felt it, wanted the crowd to get hyped.
It's one of his favorite tricks.
So we're still watching the reruns of Simon Poulsen and the qualifications. All right, welcome back to the studio, guys. I'm here with my co-speaker, Steph. We're just waiting for the competition to get on a roll. We're halfway through. The qualification has gone down, and we're going to go live pretty soon with the semis.
So it was a pretty heated qualification here, right? There was an amazing level of riding. Who stood out for you, Axel?
Definitely super pumped about everything. And like I said, we're just waiting for the sprayers to spray down the obstacles and get the riders on the water. We have a few minutes here just waiting for it. So we're going to run through the layup of the competition. We have head-to-head competition, which means there's one-on-one in each heat, and the 3 winners are going to move on to the finals.
And they get 2 runs, so they get 2 ups and downs of the canal, and it's only their best run that scores. So they get a chance to really try their biggest and most impressive tricks.
That's right, and we've already seen some big tricks. We're about to see more definitely going down here.
And I think we have like, what, 10,000 people here on the canal today? It's super sunny, so it's, oh, we're gonna go live on the canal now, so you can watch for yourselves. So we've got our first semi-final here, and we've got Robin Leroy from Denmark, and he's riding against, who is that, Axel, that he's riding against?
Robin Leroy.
It's Christoph, amazing. He's one of our young guns from here in Denmark. He's a bit of an underdog today, but yeah.
All right, we are live. Going up heel side, back lip, back tail even, back 90 from our local Robin Leroy. And there's that beautiful half cab with a mute grab in between.
Oh, the crowds love that one.
The crowd loves flips, the crowd loves big stuff. Why wouldn't you love Robin Leroy? Here he is coming back towards that iceberg, going olling up the wrong way. Front board 2-7, not quite getting that full pull that we've seen him in practice do so well.
But that was a pretty technical hit, right? Because he approached it toe side and took a really big ollie on.
Exactly. All of this it matters in the judging of the judges. And now for another hit, a backside 540. I believe that was a mute grab in between as well. So Robin Leroy, his last pull of this Copenhagen 2017. The crowd is pumped right here in Frederiksholm Canal as he's going in for backlip, back 90.
Oh! And he almost crashed into the bank there. Amazing. Oh, big cheer for Robin. Oh, the crowds love him.
Yeah, so we're watching a replay of Robin going straight into the dock. I think he's all right. He is a machine.
I think he's fine. He's smiling.
He's smiling. He's happy. They're all happy. Right, I've just lost some of my papers here on the commentator's booth. We have some fun facts about the city of Copenhagen. They're actually the happiest people on earth and the happiest city in the world right here in Copenhagen. And this entire harbor is actually clean enough for everyone to swim in and to have fun in. It's not one of those dirty cities like we're used to in Europe.
Yeah, I went in the swim in the harbor, I think, 2 days ago, and it was perfect. It's so dreamy.
And we could not be any more luck with the weather.
Oh, that wasn't quite what he was hoping for.
There's that stale fish backside 360, a little bit butt sketchy on that. We talked about that before. How are the judges going to be judging when there's a hand in the water or a butt in the water during the landing? Yeah,
the judges are really looking for a clean landing, so unfortunately that's going to lose him quite a lot of points there.
And here he is, Christoph, on one last hit, going backboard. Oh, slipping off a bit too early, unfortunately. He's got one more lap to prove to the judges what he's made of.
It's really great to see this kid getting through to the semi-finals. He really was an underdog, and he is riding out of his skin here today.
Exactly, and there he is going backboard on that wall ride transfer in the tantrum to finish things off. He's got one more hit on the iceberg. Doesn't look quite happy with his run so far. But like I said, he's got one more pull to show off for the judges what he's capable of.
And this iceberg is such a great obstacle because there's so many different lines you can take on it, right, Axel?
Exactly. We've already seen a bunch of different ones, and we're bound to see more of them. Right there is the backboard 2-7 to finish off Christopher's run.
The crowds are stoked. Well done, Christoph.
So yeah, the competition, we've already been through the qualification. We're right now in the semis of the Copenhagen 2017, brought to you by Red Bull. So every rider has 2 runs per hit, which means they get 2 pulls back and forth to finish off their first runs, and then another run just equal to it. And it's the best run that counts, not the best trick, not the 2 best tricks, but the best complete run. And that's why the judges are looking for the flow as well and the variation of the riders.
Yeah, and it means they really get a chance to push themselves because they can afford to take a couple of stacks and still get through.
Right there, we're watching a super clean back tail by Robin Leroy. Once again, that half cab mute grab, super clean, a little bit of a hand touch on that landing. But as we know, Robin is a machine out there. His nickname is Stallion. The only thing he's not Italian, but here he is on his toes towards that iceberg, going ollie up, front board, 2-7.
Oh, he got a better pull on it that time. That was super sweet. He's going to be really stoked with that hit.
That's right, and if we're getting a bit too technical for you, feel free to ask questions on our Facebook comment. Leave a comment, and me and Steph will try to answer it for you. But right now, Robin is doing that Indy backside 540. Super clean landing this time around. And one last pull for Robin Leroy in this semi-final. Copenhagen 2017. Crowd is super pumped for one last hit. What's it gonna be? Back lip all the way down. Robin Leroy. We're gonna have some quick recap, I believe, of his action. Robin is riding for slingshot, as you can see. We got Christopher Rudolph on the dock ready to go as well. Here's a few recaps of Robin's run. See, he's going ollieing up, and the hard thing about that part is that if you miss that ollie, you go straight into a wall. But what a beautiful back tail that was of Robin Leroy, and we're watching his back 540 as well. That was a tail grab, I think. I think I was wrong on that in the grab. And look at him just pumping up the crowd. Yeah, giving a high five to his fellow competitor, Christopher. So Robin Leroy with a current best of 6.03. We'll see if that puts him through. Here's Christopher Rudolph for his second run, going ollieing up, backboard all the way through, getting that full pull, but I believe he wanted a spin out of that last one as well. Oh, look at that stale backside 360, beautifully done. So stale grab your backhand in between your legs on the backside of the board. Right now, Christopher Rudolph is heading back towards that iceberg. On his heels this time, going backboard. Wanted that 2-7 out of it.
I think he probably wanted something out of that, didn't he, Axel?
It definitely looked like it, Steph, but here he is. One last run. Come on, Christopher. Local boy, wall ride, backboard, not quite getting all the pop he wanted. One last hit on the kicker, going in the tantrum to blind. Unfortunately, going down on that one. Christopher Rudolph, I saw him yesterday land that trick in practice, but
that's great that he was really pushing himself. I mean, he took that to blind, and so for you guys watching online and you know, are new to the sport, if you land with your handle behind the back, it's a lot harder. So going upside down isn't as difficult as it looks, but actually putting a rotation in as well, it makes it a lot more technical.
Exactly, super technical tricks they're doing out there. I think we're finished with that heat. We're moving on to the next one.
And I think his scores come in. He's got 5.13, so I think that means that Robin's going to be through to the final, yeah.
Robin, Leonard, Leroy, as you can see, through to the finale.
This guy really is a machine, Robin.
But we're moving on straight away, no relaxation. Pedro Caldas on the water, going front board 2-7. Oh, look at the height of that.
That was massive.
Melon frontside 540, massive, and that's what the judges want to see. They want to see huge tricks.
And it's amazing because this kid is only 17. He's one of our youngest riders in the competition, all the way from Brazil.
Like we said before, it's same age as Matty Muncy and Pedro Caldas. Pedro pulling that, popping over the flat bit of the iceberg and going wall to wall, the frontside 360. 2-7 up on the flat bit of the black pipe and up on that kicker going Chromo. Woo, Pedro Caldas. So for all of you guys out there who thinks the trick are a little bit too complex, a Chromo is a front flip with a frontside 360 at the end of it. Now Pedro up on the iceberg again, going front flip, back to 50-50 and a backside 360 to cap things off.
Oh, that's super technical. Great riding from Pedro. This it's going to be really hard for the next rider to beat that, because that was a very good run.
That's right. We got another local rider. Let's see if we can watch some recaps of Pedro as well. You saw him on that iceberg with the front board. And there he is going front lip, 50-50, back 360. Sliding out a little bit too early, but look at that score. Pedro, 7.5.
Wow, that's an insane score. That's one of the highest scores we've seen here today, I think.
That's the highest score we've seen, actually. And there you know what it does with the amplitude and the height of things. And right now, the local boy, Oliver Bremlund, front board 2.7, tail grab.
I think he was going for the double grab there, right?
Looks like he's going for a tail to nose grab, as you call it, Steph. So since you have so much time in the air, a lot of riders opt to go for a double grab through a trick to push up their score a little bit more. Look at that nose grab, frontside 360, wall to wall. So we got the two guys who's doing the wall to wall transfers right here in the same heat. Oliver right now on his way back towards the A-frame. Front board 2.7. And then going up on the money booter.
This guy's just got amazing style.
He's got an amazing style, sure. And I think we got a question here from one of the upsides. We're just waiting for it to come through. Like I said before, guys, if you have any questions,
so we've got a question here from the viewers. It's a really good question. What is actually pulling these riders up and down the canal? So basically it's a 2.0, it's called. It's a pulley system, and it's a wire, a little bit like a ski lift,
yeah, exactly. You could
with a
call
rope
it kind
attached.
of a ski lift with a rope attached to it that just going back and forth over the canal. And we have
a driver driving it, so that he can start it quite slow, and then control it the whole way through their run.
And as you can see on your screen, we have a recap of Ollie's last hit there, a so-called pivot, backside 1, 5.97 for Oliver, which means that Pedro is on top for the second run of this heat.
But it could all change, right, because it is their best score that counts. So Pedro's going into his second run in quite a confident position out ahead with a score of 7.5. Let's see if he can improve that score.
Yeah, definitely think he can improve. I know.
Oh, that was a super technical hit. Now he's going into the kicker.
And once again, look at
really
that.
stalled out backside 180 there with a grab.
Pedro has such a style, and he's going massive, as you can see as well.
And he is loving the crowd.
He loves the crowd, and we love the crowd as well. Look at that frontside 360, opting to go for a melon grab instead on this last one.
Oh, this kid is insane. He is really in with a chance of taking the title here today, don't you think, Axel?
I think so too. I definitely think I can see Pedro going all the way to the final, and we'll see what happens right here in the semis. There's a Chromo. Refusing to let go of the handle. I believe that will count as a fall, but the crowds love it. They're giving him big rounds of applause here at Frederikshamn Canal.
Yeah, it's great to see everyone really behind this kid. And we're still taking questions on Facebook and on YouTube, so if you want to ask us something about the event here or Copenhagen or anything you might be interested in, then just post it on the live stream and we'll get back to you.
Exactly, and we're watching Pedro's last hit right here. Backside 2.7, rewind 2.7, not quite getting the full pull that he wanted, but that was a new hit from Pedro. Not seen him do the transfer backside 2.7s. We're watching Oliver on the dock, ready to go for his second run. He looks super pumped, super focused. Here he goes, Oliver Bremlund going straight towards that iceberg, up front. Oh, going back
that was a
180. Frontside 360, stepping it up here in the second run. Heel front 540. Oliver's bringing all the stops. He knows that it's now or never for him.
Oh, he really wants this, doesn't he?
He wants it, and Oliver is one of our past winners as well a few years ago. And now he goes for that wall-to-wall. Looks like, yeah, nose grab, frontside 360 down the wall. Oliver Bremlin really stepping up right and now recognized.
And he's got so much support here. He's a local Danish rider, rides here at CCP Cable Park in Copenhagen, and all the guys are behind him.
Oh, look at that front tail. 2.7. Unfortunately, the judges are not going to count that since he's going down. But he's getting massive applause from the local crowd here at Freddy's Holmes Canal. And once again, guys, if you have a question of any sorts about the system, about the riders or the obstacles or anything like that, just make sure you drop in on the comments on Facebook or on YouTube. Right now, Oliver, frontside 50, 2.7, switch backlip. All right, that's gonna do it for the heat. We're just waiting for the scores. Oliver got a best of 597, which means that our young gun, Pedro Caldas, is through to the finals. Way to go, Pedro. Way to go, Brazil.
Okay, we've got another question from the viewers on Facebook and YouTube. They want to know how fast the cable is pulling these guys.
All right, so normally a cable goes somewhere in between 30 and 40 kilometers an hour, but I guess roughly here we're in the middle, so 35, 36 kilometers an hour. And right now we're straight into the Matti Muncy. Are we going to see the double again? Yeah, there it is, straight off the dock. Matti Muncy standing up, pumping up the crowd. Toe side, double back roll. Matti Muncy.
Matti Muncy's actually only 17 years old, the same age as Pedro, and he's one of my buddies from the UK. Actually, I ride with this kid quite a lot down at Liquid Leisure, and he's amazing. He's really pushing the sport all around the world. So some of the guys are asking how old these guys are. So Matti is one of the youngest riders in the event. He's 17 years old, and so is Pedro. And most of the other guys are in their 20s, and I know Robin is 32.
Yeah, I think our oldest rider is Robin, 32, and our youngest is 17. We have Matti Muncy.
Quite a big age gap, really. 15 years between these kids.
It is, but wakeboard is a young sport, and we're still evolving. Look at this, double grab, frontside 540. Matti Muncy really riding well here. He's been riding pro for about a year, a little bit more than that, I reckon now. And he's been doing really well in all the competitions.
And I mean, I've watched this kid ride since he just started, like just getting up for the very first time. And that was not even that many years ago. I mean, he's only 17, and he is just improving every single time he rides. It's amazing.
So you can tell off the style on that last hit that we saw, a little tip-tap-taparoo. And here we go with the recaps. Matti Muncy in the double back roll, sorry, folks. A little bit butt sketchy, but he's going big, and the crowd loves him already. The only one to be busting out a double.
And he manages just to keep his butt out of the water there on that double. I think the judges might score him down a little bit, but it's still a double flip. And that's an amazing score from Matti Muncy, 6.5.
6.52 for Matti Muncy, but right now we have a ranging champion on the dock. He's ready to go. Dominic Gers out of Germany, 28 years old, riding for Joby Wakeboards and Red Bull. On his heels, going back lip and front 2.7. And here is the nose grab chromo that we've seen before. He's doing it so well. Perfect landings, gives the crowd a wave. And look at this, folks. You want to get wet? Yep, there we go. Spraying the crowd, pumping up the crowd. Like he said before, he's loving this event right here in the canals of Copenhagen. Front board 2.7 on the iceberg. One more lap to go for Dominic. Dominic oiling up frontside 180, frontside 50, frontside 360. A lot of frontside moves right there. And on the kicker, Indy Tantrum Sublime.
Oh, amazing. Dominic is a real seasoned competition rider. He knows exactly what he needs to do to get his score really nice and high. There he is spraying one of the safety guys. He's just having such a great time out here on the canal.
Going on the outside of the iceberg. Backboard 2-7, same direction. Super clean run first from Dominic Gers. Let's see what the judges think about that. So
I think he's going to get a pretty good score here, Axel. I think it
so
might
too.
even be like a 7.5 as well. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's that chroma beautifully grabbed on the nose all the way through, pumping up the crowd. Dominic Gers is definitely a favorite here. Look at that 180, frontside 50, frontside 360.
It's so technical. His riding is incredible.
And here's that last hit from the outside going olling up. That's about a 1.2 meter ollie all the way up to the top of the iceberg.
We're just waiting for the judges to decide on his score. 6.87. That's a really good score for Dominic.
You were right, Steph. He's closing up on the 7 marker, and Matty Muncy is going to have to step his game up. We're definitely going to see the double cab roll again. Let's watch him go up on the iceberg, front side, board slide, backside 2-7. And here he goes for that toe side double back roll. Indy, super clean landing this time. Pumping up the crowd. That's what the judges want to see.
Yeah, the judges really want to see a clean landing. So last time he was a little bit sketchy, and this is really going to bump his score up. And the crowds are loving it.
Just like the Dominic, he's pumping up the crowd as well. Look at that. Trying to go all the way above. Not quite getting the pull he wanted. Yes, one more run up and down the canal by our system 2.0. And up on the wall right he goes. 2-7 front board in between.
Is he going to go for the double grab again? Yes, he is. The double grab 540. I love that trick.
That's a super clean trick. Grabbing the same place on the board with a different hand. That's a super technical hit from our young gun right now. One last hit. Let's give it up. Matty going backside 2-7. Oh, almost slitting out on the inside. Manages to pull through. I don't think he's going to up his score on that last run. What do you think, Steph?
I don't know. I think it's going to be tight. I think there's a chance he might go just ahead. That landing on the double flip was so clean, and it's really ballsy to go for that on your first hit.
Double back roll, super clean landing. Look at him, he's pumped up, and here's the hit again from another angle. Look at him, 1, 2.
Oh, this is going to be so tight.
All right, Matty, best 6.93, which puts him on top.
Just ahead, that is so tight. Oh, the pressure is now on Dominic, but this guy has ridden so many competitions. He knows how to handle the pressure, and he loves the crowd, so he's going to be buzzing.
Definitely, and we talked to him before. He says he's going to protect the title as the king of the canal at Freddy's home for the Red Bull Copenhagen 2017. We're ready.
Oh, I'm so excited to see what he's going to pull out here. He's really got to pull out all the stops.
Here we go. I'm just as excited as you are. Look at him going straight towards, olling up. Frontside 360 down the wall right. A unique line from Dominic Gers right there. And here goes that Indy Tantrum Sublime that does so well, I was about to say. Unfortunately going down on that one. And I can tell you right now, it is over for Dominic right there.
Well, I don't know. You never know. He might pull something crazy out of the bag.
He might. I don't think it's going to help, though, with the judges. Since we have one fall, it'll be hard for him. We're watching some recap of Dominic's Tantrum Sublime. I've actually not seen him fall on that trick for a couple of years, to be honest. But here he goes, olling up. Backside 180, frontside 360. Super clean. Dominic Gers. Let's see what the judges have to say about that. Like I said before, we're watching for intensity, flow, variation, and height. That is what the judges are looking for. We're gonna have another interview in a few moments with one of our injured riders from Hungary. But right now we're waiting for the score of Dominic. This is definitely the most fun heat we've had so far. One more hit for Dominic. It's that backflip, 127. And is he going for that crow again? Yeah, there he is. Nose grab, crow.
Nice and clean this time. And the crowds are really behind him. It's pretty hard when you've stacked already in your run, knowing that you're probably not going to improve your score, but he's still showing off for the crowds and showing what a fantastic sportsman he is out here in Copenhagen. Love watching Dominic ride.
And that will do it for our heat between the young gun and Dominic Gers. We're watching the recap of Dominic. Like I said before, I believe that it will be Maddie. Oh, look at that. That's a beauty. Backside 180, frontside 360.
So
and we're here with our injured rider, Sebi. We're going to ask him some questions.
So hey, we're back in the studio now with our injured rider Sebastian, who was killing it last year in the event, but unfortunately can't ride today. You know exactly what the guys feel like riding here. Tell us a bit about the feeling of riding in the canal.
Oh, you know, the crowd is huge out here, so it's always a good feeling to do some laps around here. So it must be really nice for them. It's a shame I can't be in the contest, but you know.
Yeah, it's such a shame. We love watching you ride. And how does this event differ from other wakeboarding contests?
You see, we're in the heart of sunny Copenhagen, so it's nothing. There's nothing like contest like this, because it's usually in cable parks and on wakeboard location. Then this is not a usual location. We're downtown on a canal, so it's definitely different.
Yeah, you look super happy, Sebi. And just one last question for you. Who do you think is going to bring home the title this year, 2017 Red Bull Copenhagen?
I don't know. We kind of know who's in the finals already, you know. And so many things can go wrong, as I know. This was the case with me last year. So I don't know. It could be Robin, could be Maddie, could be anyone, you know.
Thank you for that, Sebi. We're moving on, I think.
So we're going to head back to the action now, right, for the finals, and we've got 3 guys in the final. Now, who's in the final, Axel?
So we got Robin Leroy in the finals together with Maddie Muncy and Pedro
I
Caldas.
think so. Our 2 youngest riders have both made it through to the finals today.
So
it's amazing.
So our youngest, and our oldest.
Yes, that's so true.
So we're
This
watching
is the recap from the semi-finals that we're watching right now.
we're watching Christopher Rudolph, that stale backside 360. And like we've said before, the riders there's going to be the same layup in the finals as well. We're going to have 3 riders instead of 2 going turns, doing 2 laps each, 2 times, just the same as before, and the winner will be called after that.
That's a good score. I don't know about that. That's good. I'm happy, more happy now. The highest so far.
So Sebi, what's the best trick that you've seen today? What's impressed you the most here from the riders on the canal?
That was some different line, definitely. But Matty Muncy was throwing down the double flips. You know, it was definitely one of the best crowd pleasers.
Yeah, double flip is always a double flip, right?
Yeah. Technicals, hey?
And I don't know about you, but I really like seeing the double grabs. Quite a lot of guys are grabbing twice on the board now. That's pretty cool too, right?
Yeah, it's pretty common to grab twice on the board while spinning. And yeah, some of the guys did that too today. It's pretty technical. You know, it's hard. I wouldn't be a judge right now to say who's best right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sebi. I would not want to be a judge at this point. It's going to be so hard to judge all these guys in the final, and we're still watching Christoph on the screen. A couple of recaps from the semi-finals.
It's perfect weather here today on the canal,
was
right? It
just
is
about-
absolutely amazing. We are roasting here in the commentator area.
It is super hot today. We had a bit of a rainfall yesterday, but the weather really pulled out for today. And we're right here in beautiful Copenhagen at the Frederiksholm Canal.
With
And
like 10,000 people in the crowds, right?
at least. It looks packed to me, and right outside the Parliament building as well. Right
So
now.
do you think the Parliament guys are watching?
Well, I would if I were one of them.
Yeah.
So we're still watching Pedro. Here's Ollie as well, front board 2-7 on the recap.
Rail hits. Oliver was killing those rail
Oliver
hits.
was definitely killing everything today on the course. Too bad Pedro went bigger, stronger,
Yeah,
harder.
we got Pedro sending it huge from the kicker too.
Oh, that's such a clean hit. Back one, front 360.
And
Matty
there's the
Muncy
crowd
again.
pleaser, hey?
That's right.
Yeah, people love that.
Oh, super clean. Front three, full three to that nose press. And that double grab as well. A lot of good action has been going down so far. So we have the final three right now. Who's your favorite to win? We got Pedro, we got Robin Leroy, and we got Matty Muncy.
I think Robin is in a really good shape today.
He is. He's been killing it the last year as well.
All I can say is what I already did. It's really hard because everything can go wrong, you know. Matty's doing the big doubles, and Pedro's just really consistent. And Robin, I see him in a really good shape today. So I really want to see that podium shot.
Yeah,
soon.
me too, mate. It's going to be good to see what the riders have in store for us in the finals right here for the Red Bull Copenhagen 2017.
So there's 3 riders in the final. We've got Pedro Caldas from Brazil, 17 years old. Matty Muncy from the UK, also 17. Our 2 youngest riders here today, both through to the final. And then we've got Robin from Copenhagen, 32, our oldest rider, also making it through. So
And Robin is actually the current world championship from Philippines in October for the WWA that he won down there, the traditional. And right now we're gonna go live with the action. Now we're just waiting for the operators and the riders and everything to go live. But here you can see the semifinals and the qualification as well. And you can see that Caldas, Leonard, and Muncy is in the top spot. So the biggest score we have of this day is still Pedro Caldas, 7.5.
he's just so consistent and so clean. The judges love that.
Yeah, just look at that. Oh, he's missing
This
out a
is his
little
first
bit.
run now.
We are live again. Pedro, huge stale backside 180.
I mean,
So
he
finals
boosted so high there.
2017, Red Bull Copenhagen. Show some love. Pedro Caldas all the way from Brazil, 17 years of age, going full 3 all the way wall to wall.
And he's just so clean with everything he does, isn't he? He makes it look so easy, and what he's doing there is not easy.
It definitely isn't, Steph. You called it. Here he is, wall ride 2-7, front board, pretzel 2-7 at the end. And on his toes for another hit. Chromo, Indy trying to go double grab. Yep, he's staying on his feet.
I don't know
Count
how
it.
he stayed on his feet there. That is some strength from this kid. That is amazing. Super controlled.
Super control indeed. But like we've said before, the judges are looking for a clean hit and a clean run. And there's that blunt lip, 50-50 frontside 360 to cap things off. Pedro's first run is done.
So that's probably not his best run so far today, but it's still going to be a solid score, I reckon. So he's put the pressure on the other riders, right?
Yes, indeed. And right now, look at that. Backside 180, going for the full 3. Unfortunately, not quite getting the balance he wanted. But he shakes it off and onto another hit. Look at this. Front lip, 50-50. Frontside 360. Ah, what a clean move. Pedro Caldas, 6.13.
Awesome. So not quite as much as his semi-final score, but that's still an awesome score. And now we've got Robin coming out on the water.
Right, Robin Leroy on the water, going ollieing up, going back, tail 2-7, and there's that half cab mute grab.
Oh, he's such a machine, isn't he? He just boosts.
He is indeed. If you've ever met Robin in real life, you know that he is huge. And right now he's heading back, pumping up the crowd, going olling up on the flat bit, front board, 2-7 to cap things off.
Full pull there, that was so clean.
He's definitely putting the pressure on Pedro. Like we said, Pedro has a 6.13. Robin for a second run. Oh, not quite getting the full pop that he wanted to get up on the flat bar. Oh, and the piano. Unfortunately, that can happen if one of your hits gets a little bit cooked up, so to speak, then your mind kind of gets out of it and you can go down on the simplest things. But Robin Leroy has another round.
Yeah.
We'll see what he's made out of.
And he's such a good sportsman here. He's just so stoked to be riding in the canal with so many people watching in his local city of Copenhagen. I mean, that must be incredible.
All right, while we wait for the operators to pull up, I'd just like to encourage everyone to get on Facebook or get on YouTube and leave us a comment for a shout out or just a question that you have about the system or about the riders. Oh, look at him, so happy being on the water. Robin, what a champ he is. On his toes, hard way 2-7, switch back lip.
That was an insane hit.
That was an insane hit.
That is super
indeed.
technical.
Like we've said, a lot of technical hits right here for everyone. And just a fun fact about the lake that or the canal that we're riding at, it is indeed a clean canal. Steph, you went for a swim the other day. How was the water?
It was actually pretty warm, and there was loads of people out there enjoying it. I love that about Copenhagen, that people are just so happy and they just want to enjoy the weather when it's good.
That's right, and that leads me to our second fun fact, that the Copenhagen has several times been awarded the happiest city on earth. But right now, Matti Munsi is on the water. Double back roll. Matti Munsi bringing out all the stops right here. Finals, Red Bull Copenhagen 2017. Who's going to be the champ here? What do you reckon, Steph?
Oh, I think it's going to be super tight, you know. I mean, I'm kind of backing my homeboy Matti, really, because he's from the UK, and I've watched this kid progress through the years, so I want to see him really kill it.
All right. There we're watching Matti going full 3 from the wall to wall. He has one more ride.
And we've actually got another question from the guys on Facebook and YouTube. They want to know who's judging here today. We've actually got a panel of 5 judges, and it's an international panel. Oh, that was a sweet hit from Matti. The double grab 540, really nice. So we've got 2 judges from the UK. We've got Ryan Peacock and Tom de Cruz. I ride with these guys back in the UK. And then we've got Nina from Copenhagen and Benjamin and Simon, also from Copenhagen. And these guys ride at the local cable park here, and they've judged a lot of international contests.
That's right. Ryan Peacock is usually a rider as well, but unfortunately injured his knee.
And Tom's also injured, actually.
Tom's also injured, so that's true.
Yeah, that kind of comes with the sport. These guys are really pushing it, so you can see there is a chance that they could get an injury, but they love it so much. They're just always pushing themselves.
But isn't that kind of what you do? Like, you push yourself to the point where you're injured, and when you're injured, you get up in the commentator's booth, or you get in the judge's booth, and you still travel the world.
Absolutely.
And have an awesome
We both know it. Axel and I both ride as well, and, you know, it's so addictive. We really understand what these guys are feeling here and wanting to push themselves.
They're definitely, and wanting to push the sport as well. Pedro Caldas is ready for his second run. The boys have gone through the first of the 2 runs right here. And Pedro Caldas, 17 years of age, all the way from Brazil, riding for Red Bull, going up ollie, front board 2-7. Up on the money booter heel side, front side 360 melon grab, really holding that melon for days.
And he just boosts so high, and he's quite small, so it looks even more impressive, I think, for the crowds here, right?
Exactly, it's not the biggest guy. Like, if we compare him to Robin, he's a little grommet. But look at that, super clean melon frontside 360. What do we think about that? He's doing melon frontside 3 and melon frontside 3.
Well, the thing with that is if the riders are not showing as much variation in their tricks, the judges are going to notice, like if they're spinning in the same directions, But I mean, that was an insane hit. This kid is amazing.
Yeah, so a toe side front roll in the grab, and then late front side 360, which makes up the chromo. Pedro is getting the full support of the crowd right here at Freddy's home canal, going front lip. 50-50, wanted to go for that backside 3, but ended up with a back 1.
Oh, that's amazing. Well done, Pedro. And this kid's all the way over from Brazil here in Copenhagen. I mean, what an amazing opportunity, 17 years old.
All right, we're watching some recap of Pedro riding for Ronix. There's that front board 2-7 and in towards that money booter. Look at this melon, holding it, holding it, holding it, and going for that front side 3. Super clean. So yeah, Pedro Caldas, a 6.7 as his best score. He does improve a bit.
So does that mean that Pedro's in the top spot at the moment, Axel? Or?
I actually am a little bit unsure, but we're watching Robin Leroy Leonard going up a back lip or back tail even, 2-7. And on towards the money booter. There's that half cab. Oh, boom! Sounds like a gunshot when he's landing with all that weight behind him. Robin Leroy's second run, Red Bull Copenhagen pumping up the crowd as he comes in towards that iceberg going front board 2-7. Yeah, Robin. One more run right here, local boy Robin Leroy, 32 years of age. Up on the wall ride on his heels, 2-7, and looks like he wants to go for that 2-7 out as well, a little bit hefty.
This time he keeps the handle on that.
Super steezy melon tweak, frontside 360.
So Robin's definitely going to be improving his score in this run, right, Axel?
I believe so too, especially with all those waves included in his run. But here he is now, one last hit. Robin Leroy, hard way, 2-7, switch back lip. Cap things off, Robin Leroy.
He's having the time of his life here out in front of these local crowds. And next up, we've got Matty Muncy all the way from the UK. I absolutely love watching this kid ride. As I said before, I have seen him since he was a real small grommet in one of his first competitions, and now to see him competing out here in Copenhagen with 10,000 people in the crowd, it's just amazing. He must be really, really buzzing right now. Now, he didn't have the cleanest first run, so he's going to really have to pull out all the stops here in his second run. He saw Pedro ride, he saw Robin ride, and he knows exactly what he's got to do now.
Do we know what he exactly has to do?
Well, I think he's going to try the double flip again. What do you think?
Definitely going to see the crowd policer double back roll. Matty Muncy is ready, the crowd is ready. I wish you guys could be here to feel the energy that is on the dock and around the canal. It is a mind-blowing view. What do you think, Steph? The crowd is amazing, aren't they?
The crowd is awesome, and there's actually a hop-on, hop-off bus just passing now, and the guys there, I don't think quite know what has hit them. They're like, what is going on in the canal today? People wakeboarding? What even is wakeboarding?
That's right, like I usually say, snowboard on water. But right now we are ready. I think the judges are making their decisions. That was a hard run to judge that last one. But right now, Matty Muncy, UK, 17 years of age, front lip, and on towards, here we go. We're gonna see it. 1, 2, there it is. Oh yeah, Matty Muncy. He is loving it out there. Look at the smile on his face as he's riding up and down Freddy's home canal right here in Copenhagen. And what a beautiful weather it is. I am roasting right here up here in the commentator's booth. So we got a few more laps ready for Matty. He's pumping up the crowd. We are ready to go. We're gonna see the front 3 over. There it is, melon grab down the wall ride.
Sweet grab on that. That was super clean.
Definitely the best hit he's had on the iceberg all day, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
And one more hit when he's riding towards the going wall ride. Front 360, gnawing his way out. And that's what the judges want to see. They want to see style, little thingies, double grab, heel front 5. Maddie
been
is
stopping
killing
that
it,
trick all
absolutely
day.
destroying the course. And I get so happy to see the smiles on their faces, Steph. It is incredible.
Absolutely, they just love it.
Come on,
yeah, I
come
love
on,
Maddie. I'm a big
Muncy.
fan. He's really amazing, this kid.
There he is, back to 7. Full pull on that front lip, all the way down, and chucks a little flip into the water. Woo-wee! Maddie Muncy coming out of the UK.
So now we just got to wait for the judges' scores to come in and see if he's done enough to go ahead of Pedro and Robin.
Look at that double roll. That is perfection until the landing. A little bit hard since the tension of the cable stops right where you land. It is kind of hard on this setup to land up straight, but these guys are killing it, have been killing it all day long. And look at that, back to 7, locking in, not quite getting the full pull that he wanted, but what a style he has, like you say. Maddie Muncy is in on a 6.3.
So he improved his score from the first run, but was it enough to go ahead of Robin and Pedro? We're just going to wait and find out.
Because we are in the same position as you guys are. We don't know what's going on, and we're watching our live commentators as well.
We're back in the studio. Hey, guys.
How you going, guys? It's been a super action-packed afternoon, and we're just waiting for the scores. You're going to see me looking down here at the monitor, just waiting for the score to come in. I am
think it was
super
pretty tight,
excited.
right? The level of riding was amazing today.
Even if you ask me, I don't think I could tell who won. I have no idea.
I don't think so. I'd maybe have my money on Pedro, but I'm not sure. It was super tight.
Pedro definitely went the biggest.
And he
We
was
can
so
agree on that.
clean. And the judges are looking for clean landings and going really big, and he did that.
He did that. He had the staleback one as well.
But then Maddie had the double flip. So he did 2 full flips for you guys who didn't see it yet. It's pretty amazing.
I am excited, and we have our local Danish commentators yelling in the background, getting the crowd pumped on what the score is going to come in. And like we said before, like Seb said before, I would not want to be a judge on this day. It's going to be hard to recognize who's going to be on top and who's going to be on bottom.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to call it either. I mean, I'd love to see Matty win, really, if I'm being a little bit biased, being from the UK. But we'll see what the judges have to say.
That's right. And our judges, like we said before, we have our head judge, Natasha Plesner, who's made all this possible for us. We have Ryan Peacock, Tom de Cruz, Nina Schött, Benjamin Christensen, and Simon Christiansen taking this decision right here as we're talking to you from this beautiful view right here at Frederiksholm Canal.
And these guys are all super seasoned judges, so they really have got a lot of experience judging these events. Natasha's a very good friend of mine, the head judge, and yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what they come back with the results.
That's right.
Okay, this must have been a super tight decision because we've just heard on the earpiece that they still actually are waiting for the results. So the judges haven't quite decided yet who's going to take the win.
That's right, and the judges, like we said, have a super hard decision in front of them. We're just waiting.
But we could be waiting in a worse place, right? It's pretty hot. We're like tanning here on the canal. It's
we are
awesome.
roasting for sure, and I hope you brought your sunscreen today because we're definitely going home with some burns.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite moment of the whole competition, like a favorite trick or something that happened during these 2 days here?
I think my favorite is watching Matty do the double flip, you know. It's so impressive, and actually more so the crowds. The crowds just love it. And actually, Dominic spraying the crowds is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love that section when Dominic's just spraying down the whole crowd, getting him wet. And let's see if we can get some decisions. I'm just looking down on the screen, waiting for the feed to come through. But like you said, I must agree with you. That was probably my favorite as well, when Dominic is just spraying down the crowd. He told me actually before the competition, he was like, I think I'm going to spray the crowd as well. I was like, do it, man. Do it. They love it. And I'm pretty sure they did.
He got a whole line of them wet. I reckon like 20 people are going to be going home having to get changed straight away. Oh, we've just heard through from the judges. We have a winner. It's Pedro Caldas from Brazil.
Pedro Caldas,
the
Brazil,
Red
our
Bull
younger.
Riders, 17 years of age, and he takes the win. That's amazing.
That is amazing indeed. I'm still excited about the second and third position, but big congratulations to Pedro Caldas all the way from Brazil.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching here. It's been really great.
It's been an absolute pleasure. We're just watching Pedro's run, going down on that chroma. I don't know how he managed to pull that through, but from all of us here at Red Bull, from me and Steph in the commentators booth, all the organizers, thank you so much for joining us. I'm just gonna let you watch these recap. There is absolutely beautiful. We'll see you next year. Please come here next time and watch it in live because it's such a beautiful spot. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Steph.
It's been awesome. Thanks,
Thank you, Red
Axel.
Bull. And thanks
everyone.
Ian.
And thank you guys watching on Facebook and YouTube.